Seeking a solution to Wilmington's chronic violence, the news journal found Providence, Rhode Island, where the drug trade had once corroded neighborhoods as well.
The relationship around the country with the police is often, in poor neighborhoods, one that you cannot help us. Often when you show up, you indiscriminately will stop us and our children. So it could be a hostile relationship, and one of the government can't really help. You know, drug dealing has been here, the violence has been here.
Minority folks and the police have a damaged relationship. And I think part of what you have to do, you know, in order to combat crime first is repair that relationship, because people despise the police more than they despise the neighborhood drug dealer.
Earlier in the decade, Providence, like Wilmington, faced serious crime problems. The Lockwood and Chad Brown neighborhoods were hotspots for drug trafficking, gun violence, and prostitution.
Providence is very interesting because of how 95 snakes through it. A lot of easy access on and off the highway. So it's ideal for suburban buyers of drugs. I mean, Lockwood is a subset of the south side of Providence. If you looked at hotspots, that will probably be considered at the time the most violent neighborhood.
I've witnessed somebody walking down the street with drugs in their pockets and somebody shot them right there. I've seen that. Somebody just shot the person right there and took his drugs and ran away.
In 2003, Dean Esteban was appointed chief of police in Providence. Esteban viewed open-air drug markets as the root cause of much of the violent crime in the city and sought to tackle the problem using sweeps of arrests in the most troubled areas. To fill the power vacuum created and repair relationships with the community, Esteban placed a renewed focus on community-based policing and social services, taking officers and counselors out of their cars and offices and putting them on the streets to work directly with the public.
What an open market does, if you see drug dealers selling openly and making easy money, and you're a teenager sort of not doing well at school, you know, like, that's a job recruitment right there. So this one here, what it does, as opposed to this Delta Force mentality, it actually engages, yes, undercover investigation, but it engages probation, it engages the community, it engages nonprofits. Really, it's about the idea that you demonstrate to the community and to those young people, we're acting with legitimacy.
I was skeptical. The first thing I thought of was hug a thug. You know, and that's a common phrase that you'll hear across the country from police officers that think that everybody needs to be arrested and go to jail. We police differently now than we did 5, 10, 15 years ago.
There's been a change in these neighborhoods, and that change came from what I feel like is an all-out concerted effort by Providence Police Department over the last 7 to 8 years to first connect with the community.
I have footmen and bikemen who spend almost half their 4 hours out of their 8-hour tour in here. Guys have worked up here, 10 years, and people who lived here didn't know who they were because they never got out of their cars and they never talked to them. So we do that now, and we have a better relationship with the people who live here now.
It makes me feel safe, to tell you the truth. Like, it makes me feel safe. With, like, in the last 2, 3, 4 years, you couldn't walk down the street at 2 o'clock in the morning without something happening to you. Now you can prance around the street and ain't nothing gonna happen because you know that Providence PD is always behind you and is always looking.